And new here at 10 o'clock, heavy rains flooding homes and businesses. It's becoming an all too common theme in South Florida, and it's creating problems.
In one case, a company cleaned a flooded church and hasn't been paid, which is why they called Help Me Howard with Patrick Fraser.
The people in Broward will never forget April 2023 when the skies rained down.
We had that freak 1,000-year storm in Fort Lauderdale.
25 inches of rain pouring into yards, homes, businesses, in the First Baptist Church of Fort Lauderdale.
The phone was ringing off the hook. We got a call saying that a few buildings in the church were flooded out from the storm.
Frank Valenti's ServPro cleans up after disasters. He signed a contract with a church.
We were cleaning up sewage water. All the water that came into the church came in through the sewage drains in the place.
The church was founded back in 1907, covering 7 acres in downtown Fort Lauderdale. Frank's crew worked on 3 buildings, and in cases like this, there's no price set ahead of time, and Frank doesn't even get a deposit.
And you need us right there at that exact moment, ready to go. So there's no time to go to a bank and get a check and give us a down payment.
The job was tedious. 7 days to tear out wet carpet, sheetrock, floors covering 18,000 square feet, and 20 days to dry out the buildings.
Hundreds of pictures, moisture meter readings, detailed logs, and we completed the job. No issues there.
Then Frank gave the church his bill.
The bill was approaching almost $300,000.
That was a year ago. Not a dime has been paid. The pastor blames their insurance company.
We haven't gotten paid from the insurance company yet.
Frank reminded the pastor that he signed a contract that says work not covered by insurance must be paid by owner.
And he fully understood that.
Frank paid all his workers out of his pocket. Now his company has lost $300,000 after cleaning up the church.
Really just, concerning to me, especially being that it's a church. I mean, it's a house of God. They're supposed to be helping people, not hurting people.
Well, Howard, the two sides had a contract. How do you sort this out?
These type of contracts are unique because you have no clear idea how much work needs to be done and the cost. If the two sides and the insurance company cannot settle, you have to go to mediation or sue and let a judge decide. Sadly, with all of the flooding, more and more people in South Florida are going to face this.
After we spoke to the pastor of First Baptist Church about the nearly $300,000 bill, Steve Blunt told Frank he would pay him $105,000. Frank said no. Pastor Blunt said his reason for not paying the amount Frank billed them, they hired an independent expert who said this was one of the most egregious cases of overcharging they had ever seen. Also, he added, their insurance company reversed their earlier written position that our auditorium would be covered from damaged contents. The church and Frank spoke again. Basically, they met in the middle. Frank agreed to accept a check for $187,000.
I don't think it would have been possible to do what we did without you guys.
The First Baptist Church said they had to pay from their funds to cover what the insurance wouldn't pay, but the facilities look great again. And Frank's bank account looks $187,000 better after his call to Help Me Howard.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for the help.
You are welcome, Frank. And what can you do to know the cost of a cleanup before you sign the contract? You cannot. That's why these cases can get messy. Fortunately here, the church and Frank compromised. Got no prayer of solving a problem? We have a confession to make. We have the Spirit to administer help for you. Well, this helped me, Howard and Patrick Fraser, 7 News.